Hello, code lovers, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that's at the very heart of programming making decisions. In our daily lives, we make decisions based on multiple conditions. For example, you might think if I have enough money and the store is open, I will buy a new video game. In programming, we do the exact same thing. We use something called Boolean logic to handle these complex choices. It sounds fancy, but it's really just a way of working with true and false values. Let's explore the three most important tools for this: and, or, and not operators. First, the and operator. Imagine you are trying to get into an exclusive all ages concert. At the door, a bouncer has two questions for you. Do you have a ticket? Let's call this has ticket. And second question is, are you with a friend? Let's call this with friend. To get in, both of these conditions must be true. This is the and operator in action. It's very strict. If even one condition is false, the final outcome is false. Let's look at the possibilities. Has ticket is true, and with friend is true. The result would be true, and you can get in. Next possibility is has ticket is true, and with friend is false. The result would be false. Sorry, you need a friend. Another possibility is has ticket is false and with friend is true. Result would be false. You need a ticket. And final possibility has ticket is false and with friend is false too. And the result would be false. You're really not getting it. So the and operator only results in true when every single part of the statement is true. Next, or operator. Now, let's imagine a different scenario. You're at a coffee shop and they have a special offer. You get a discount if you're a student. Let's call this is a student. Or you have a special coupon. Let's call this has coupon. This is the or operator. It's much more flexible. You only need one of the conditions to be true to get the discount. Let's check the possibilities for this one. First, is the student is true, or has coupon is true. The result would be true. You get a discount. Next, is the student is true, or has coupon is false. The result would be true. You're a student, so you get a discount. Next possibility is the student is false, or has coupon is true. Again, the result would be true. We're talking about or operator. And final possibility is the student is false or has coupon is false too. This would result false. No discount for you today. So the only way the or operator results in false is if all parts of the statement are false. And finally, not operator. The not operator is the simplest of the three. It takes a single Boolean value and just flips it to its opposite. If a value is true, the not operator makes it false. If a value is false, the not operator makes it true. For example, let's say we have a variable is raining, which is true. If we ask, what is not is raining? The answer is false. It's that simple. Alright, for a quick recap, just remember these key points about the three fundamental Boolean operators in JavaScript. With the AND operator, all conditions must be true. With the OR operator, at least one condition must be true. And the NOT operator simply flips the value. Now that you understand these, it's time to see them in action inside the code editor. Alright, welcome back. We've talked about the ideas behind logical operators. Now let's get our hands dirty and write some real JavaScript code. Go ahead and open your favorite code editor. Let's say you want to go to a music concert. What are the things you absolutely need? Well, for most concerts, you need a ticket and you need to be old enough to get in, right? Let's turn that into code. We'll create two Boolean variables to represent these conditions. First, let's create a variable to check if you have a ticket. We'll set it to true for now. So I write let has ticket equals to true semicolon. Great. Now let's create another variable to check if you are old enough. Let's say the concert is for people 18 and over. We'll also set this to true. So I write let is old enough equals to true semicolon. Perfect. Now we have our two conditions. Has ticket is true and is old enough is true. To decide if you can enter the concert, you need both of these things to be true. You need a ticket and you need to be old enough. In JavaScript, the AND operator is written with two ampersands. Let's use console.log to see what happens when we combine our two variables with the AND operator. So I write console.log. Inside the parentheses, I write has ticket. And now we use two ampersands, which it means and. Next is old enough. Semicolon. If we run this, what do you think we'll see in the console? We have true ampersand ampersand true. As we learned, when both sides are true, the result is true. And if I run it, yeah, there it is. But what if one of these is false? Let's say you have a ticket, but you're not old enough. Let's change the is old enough variable to false. So I make it false. Now our console.log statement has ticket ampersand ampersand is old enough is checking true ampersand ampersand false. With the AND operator, if even one part is false, the whole thing becomes false. So the console should now show false. So if I run it, yeah, you can't get in. Okay, now let's talk about the OR operator. The OR operator is written with two vertical pipes. This one is different. It only needs one of the conditions to be true for the whole thing to be true. Let's test it with our current variables. Remember, has ticket is true and is old enough is false. Now, if I change those ampersands to pipelines, what do you think will happen here? We are checking true, two vertical pipes, and false. Since the OR operator only needs one true value, the result will be true. So if I run it, yeah, it's true. It's like saying, do you have a ticket or are you old enough? If you have a ticket, it doesn't matter that you're not old enough for this specific check to pass. Let's use this logic in an if-else statement to create a clear message. We want to check if you can enter the concert. For that, you need a ticket and you need to be old enough. So, the AND operator is the right tool here. Let's set is old enough back to true so we can start with a positive result. Now let's write our if statement. So here I write if has ticket and is old enough, then console.log single quote welcome, enjoy the concert, exclamation mark. semicolon. Else console.log. Sorry, you can't comment. And if I run this, yeah, we see welcome message. Since Bose has ticket and is old enough are true, the condition has ticket and is old enough is true. So our code runs the first block and we see the welcome message. Now, what if we add another factor? Let's say you shouldn't go to the concert if you're feeling sick. So let's create a new variable. Let is feeling sick equals to false, semicolon. We'll set it to false, meaning you are not feeling sick. Now, our rule for going to the concert is you must have a ticket and be old enough and not be feeling sick. How do we check for something that should be false? We use the not operator, which is just an exclamation mark. The not operator flips a Boolean's value. So, exclamation false becomes true and exclamation true becomes false. Let's update our if condition. We want to check not is feeling sick. Since is feeling sick is false, not is feeling sick will be true, which is what we want. Let's build the final condition. So I add this part inside the parentheses and exclamation is feeling sick. This exclamation symbol called not operator. Remember that. And if I run it, yeah, we get a welcome message. Let's trace the logic. Has ticket is true. Is old enough is true. Is feeling sick is false. So, not is feeling sick is true. Our condition is true and true and true. The result is true, so you get the welcome message. Now, for the final test, what if you wake up feeling sick on the day of the concert? Let's change that variable. So, I make is feeling sick to true. What happens now? Has ticket is still true. Is old enough is still true. But is feeling sick is now true, which means not is feeling sick becomes false. Our condition becomes true and false. Because of that one false, the entire condition is now false. The code will skip the if block and run the else block instead. It will print, sorry, you can't come in. And that's the responsible choice. So if I run it, yeah, we get sorry, you can't come in. See how we just modeled a complex, real-life decisions with just a few lines of code? That's the power of logical operators. I know this can be a little confusing at first, so feel free to rewatch this video, and most importantly, play around with the code yourself. Change the values from true to false and see what happens. Practice is the best way to learn. And you're doing great. And guys, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.